GuitarStudio.com. Thanks for joining me for another guitar lesson. This time we're going to explore some rare specialty chord harmony. To do that, we'll start with an overview of diatonic chords that are found within the key center, and then we'll study more rare non-diatonic chords that could make up some different ways of altering chord harmony to produce chord progressions found across all different kinds and styles of music. So in getting started with this, I want to cover the standard diatonic movement of a chord harmony that you'd find from within a major key center. I'll use the key signature of C major for the demonstration, and keep in mind that all these chord qualities that you're going to hear within the exact same order and sequence will exist not only within our demonstration key, but also within every other major key signature. The chords are going to move major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and diminished. Those 7 steps of the qualities of chords are going to remain the same regardless of whatever key you happen to be in. The only thing that's going to change are the root notes, and that's going to be dependent upon the key. So here's the diatonic breakdown of the key C major. The first chord in the key of C major is, of course, C major. I'm just doing a very simple version with the top 3 strings. The next chord is D minor. The next chord after that is E minor. And the last chord in our first set is F major. That takes us up to the 4th chord of the key. C major, D minor, E minor, and F major. After the 4th chord of the key, we're going to move up to G major on the 5th. And we're going to have A minor on the 6th. And then we're going to have a very unstable chord set up off the 7th step. It's diminished. It's a very unstable sound. It wants to resolve, and it would take you back to the top of the key center again as a C major. So those final chords again are G, A minor, the B diminished, and then back to the C major to resolve the entire harmony. So now we have a group of chords that are located within the key of C major, and this is all diatonic. Diatonic means that we're functioning within the key. If we leave the key with a note that's not part of the key center, that's called a non-diatonic tone taking place. So next thing that we want to do is, before we go into the world of non-diatonic sounds, I want to play a collection of these diatonic chords and apply them into a chord progression. This way you can hear how these chords come together and form a typical major key chord harmony. So let's do that right now. Now that we've worked through the standard diatonic harmony, let's next try working on some rare chords that we can place in that don't exist within the diatonic key center. Now remember, when we're diatonic, we're within the key. We're using the notes and the chords that exist within the key signature. When we go non-diatonic, we start to include other chord types that don't exist within the key signature. And of course, when we do that, that's referred to as non-diatonic. So the most common non-diatonic chords are going to be the alterations of quality, maybe some movement off of the standard pitch that's part of the key center. The first two, though, that I want to look at with you are going to be converting the quality of the 4th and 5th steps of the scale, and that's going to replace the standard major chords that are found on the 4th and 5th steps of G major and F major, and we're going to convert them to minor. So I'm going to show you some very simple shapes, just bar chord shapes that you can do to create a G minor here at the 3rd fret, and if you drop it down a whole step, just barring across the 1st fret area, you get F minor. If you want to extend those, you could always add a G or a F in the bass as well. If you know your full bar chords, you can do the full bar chord versions of those. So what's happening is we're converting the major quality that is there in the diatonic sense as part of the key signature, and we're getting rid of the quality as major, and we're flipping it over to minor. Let me play an example jam here of how these chords could work within a progression. another group of chords that I want to look at are going to be based upon the scales 3rd and 6th and 7th degrees. Now, what's going to happen here is we're going to find that these degrees also will be changed. We'll go from what they exist as now and we'll convert them to major. Also, they're going to move down by way of a half a step. Now, in the key of C, the first two chords I want to look at are going to be E flat and B flat major. Now, normally in the key of C, we're going to have E minor, not E flat, E natural, and on the B tone, we're going to have diminished chord. And we've gone through those when we did the diatonic harmony, but when we have some jams come up that alter the harmony and create more rare ideas, we're going to find that we're going to have E flat major instead of the E minor. The E natural minor will drop into E flat major, and that B diminished sound is going to drop down a half step and become B flat major. So that's very common to have that go on in a non-diatonic sense. Another thing is looking at the 6th chord, the relative minor chord. So normally in the key of C major, that's an A minor. But when we do some non-diatonic work, a very popular switch on that would be taking the A tone, dropping it down to A flat, and dropping down with the quality as well from minor, taking it into major. So rather than an A minor, we now have A flat major. So you can come up with some pretty cool blended sounds when you work with these non-diatonic situations. I want to play you now an example of how these chords could come together within a chord progression. As you can tell, these are some pretty cool sounds when you add them in. You don't have to stay diatonic and within a key when you play music. You can leave the key, and this is really helpful if you're a songwriter or you just like to compose instrumental guitar music. You can leave the key, dream up some interesting ways of transitioning between what's diatonic and what's non-diatonic. And what we covered here is just sort of scratching the surface. There's a lot of different ways that you can add all kinds of chords around what it is that we have in diatonic harmony. And if you'd like to learn more about how to zero in on specific areas of guitar playing that add specialized concepts like this one, join my website. You can start off as a free member in the site and just start taking a look at the different guitar courses that I have. They cover a ton of unique information on improving beginner and advanced playing skills. There's also dozens of lesson plans that are very detailed. They come alongside videos and PDF worksheets. Many of them have MP3 downloads that you can take and start studying all kinds of exercises from. There's music theory and music reading. There's ear training, rhythm training, technical drills, tons of stuff on the site. The lessons are all very well planned. They're easy to follow and they work in a very organized way so that down the road you're going to increase your knowledge of playing guitar and you're going to be able to start incorporating higher end guitar skills into the music that you enjoy learning and playing. Well, as always, I want to say thanks for joining me for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And remember to hit that bell when you subscribe so you never miss another one of my uploads here on YouTube. Until next time, take care and we'll catch up again on the next video. Bye for now. When it comes to online guitar lessons, there's no place better than CreativeGuitarStudio.com. General membership to the site is always free, and paid memberships to access our step-by-step beginner, intermediate, and advanced guitar programs are offered in reasonable monthly and annual packages. Skype lessons are also available if you need more specific instruction one-on-one to discuss the finer details of your guitar playing. Sign up today at CreativeGuitarStudio.com. I've got 25 years experience teaching guitar and have written a well-organized step-by-step guitar course. Head over to my website at CreativeGuitarStudio.com and sign up for a free membership today. Join the thousands of members worldwide who have already enrolled. There's no need to try learning the guitar on your own. Let me help you become the best guitar player that you can be.